Your marketing intern just used the wrong logo again. Your sales team in Chicago is using a PowerPoint template from 2017. And your social media manager out in Austin just went rogue with a neon pink font that isn't even in your brand guide. Sound familiar? This isn't just a hypothetical nightmare. For thousands of growing American businesses, this is just Tuesday. It's the silent, creeping chaos of brand inconsistency. It's a death by 1,000 tiny off-brand cuts. And it's costing you more than just your design team's sanity. It's costing you customers' credibility and cold, hard cash. What if I told you that the single biggest bottleneck to your company's growth isn't your sales strategy or your product, but the fact that your team can't create a simple on-brand sales deck without a dozen emails and a 3-day wait? What if the reason you're losing deals to the competition is because their materials look cohesive and professional, while yours look like they were cobbled together by 3 different companies in 3 different decades? This is the reality of scaling a brand in the United States today. Speed is everything. Consistency is currency. And the old way of doing things, where a small, overworked design team is the gatekeeper for every single visual asset, is broken. It's a system designed for a world that no longer exists. Now, a tool you probably associate with college students and small Etsy shops is making a bold, audacious claim. It's claiming it can solve this entire mess. Canva, the drag-and-drop darling of the internet, has suited up, walked into the boardroom, and is now knocking on the doors of America's most ambitious companies with a solution called Canva Enterprise. They're promising a world where every single employee, from the CEO to the brand new sales hire, can create perfectly on-brand content, instantly. A world with no more rogue fonts, no more outdated logos, and no more waiting on designers for a simple social media graphic. Sounds like a dream, but for any savvy business leader, it also raises a massive red flag. Is this for real? Can a tool once famous for birthday invitations truly handle the security, the complexity, and the scale of a serious American enterprise? That is the multi-million-dollar question we are going to answer right now. In this deep dive, we are not just reviewing a piece of software. We are dissecting a strategic business decision. We will pull back the curtain on Canva Enterprise and expose exactly what it is, who it's really for, and whether it's the key to unlocking scalable, consistent branding for your company, or just an overhyped, expensive subscription you absolutely do not need. We're going to arm you with the information you need to decide if this is the smartest investment you can make in your brand this year, or a catastrophic mistake. Because let's be honest, the stakes have never been higher. Your brand is no longer just your logo and your website. It's every single touch point. It's the sales presentation in front of a Fortune 500 client. It's the one-pager a remote employee shares at a trade show. It's the internal training document for new hires. It's the LinkedIn banner of every single person on your team. In today's hyper-competitive market, every one of those assets is either building your brand or tearing it down. There is no in-between. And managing that used to require an army of brand police and a 6-figure budget for complex, legacy software that only a handful of specialists knew how to use. The core problem isn't a lack of talent. Your team is smart. The problem is a lack of access and control. Your sales team needs to customize a proposal for a client in New York, and they need it now. They can't wait 2 days for the design team to swap out a logo. So what do? They screenshot the logo from the website, paste it into a 10-year-old Word doc, and hope for the best. Your HR department needs to create a flyer for a recruiting event in Dallas. They don't have access to the expensive design software, so they open up Microsoft Publisher and create something that looks nothing like your brand. Every single day, in hundreds of moments like these, your brand's equity is being diluted, not because your people are malicious, but because they are trying to do their jobs and the system is failing them. This operational friction is a silent killer of productivity. Think about it. How many hours are wasted every single week across your entire organization with people either struggling to create something themselves or waiting in a queue for a designer to handle a trivial request? We're talking about hundreds, maybe thousands of hours a year. That's salary, that's time, that's opportunity cost. All flushed down the drain because of an inefficient creative workflow. Now, multiply that by the number of employees you have. The number is staggering. And for businesses in regulated industries like finance or healthcare, an employee going off script with unapproved claims or visuals isn't just an aesthetic issue. It's a massive compliance risk that can lead to fines and legal battles. This is the corporate chaos that Canva Enterprise claims it was built to solve. It's positioning itself not as a design tool, but as a centralized brand management platform, a command center. The promise is simple yet profound. Lock down your brand, your logos, your colors, your fonts, your templates in a digital vault. Then give your entire team the keys to create anything they need with the confidence that it will always be on brand. No more guesswork. No more brand policing. Just scalable, consistent content creation across the entire organization. But is the technology actually there? Has Canva truly evolved from a simple graphic editor into a robust, enterprise-grade solution? Can it integrate with the complex tech stacks of modern American companies? Can its security protocols stand up to the scrutiny of your IT department? And the most important question of all, what is the real, tangible return on investment? Because at the enterprise level, we're not talking about a $10 a month subscription. We're talking about a significant financial commitment. You need to know if it will actually save you money, make you more efficient, and ultimately help you grow faster. So here's our plan. We're going to break it all down. First, we'll explore the core of the system, the brand kits and the control features that are the foundation of its entire value proposition. We'll show you how you can lock down every element of your brand to prevent misuse. Then we'll dive into the collaboration and workflow features. How do teams actually use this day to day? How does it empower non-designers while freeing up your creative professionals to focus on high-impact strategic work? We'll look at the template locking technology, the approval workflows, and the magic resize features that promise to save countless hours. After that, we'll talk numbers. We'll dissect the pricing structure, the hidden costs, and how to calculate the true ROI for your specific business. Is it more cost-effective than your current solution? We'll compare it directly to the alternatives, from the Adobe Creative Cloud ecosystem to other digital asset management platforms, so you can see where it fits in the market. Finally, we'll walk through real-world use cases for different types of U.S. businesses, from a national real estate brokerage trying to empower thousands of agents, to a fast-growing tech startup trying to maintain a cohesive image, to a distributed enterprise that needs to keep its global teams aligned. The billion-dollar question for every American CEO, CMO, and department head watching this is simple. Has Canva truly made the leap from the startup garage to the corporate headquarters? Can it handle the complexity, the security, and the scale of a real American enterprise? And most importantly, will it solve your brand chaos and make your business more money? To answer that, we have to start by tearing down the firewall and looking at the single most important feature that separates Canva Enterprise from everything else: total centralized brand control. And when I say total control, I'm not talking about the kind of control you get in the Pro plan where you just upload a logo and a few colors. That's like putting a chain link fence around your brand. Canva Enterprise is a fortified 20-foot high concrete wall with armed guards and laser tripwires. It's a completely different philosophy. To understand why this matters, let's invent a company. We'll call it Summit Realty. They're a fast-growing U.S. real estate brokerage. They started in one city, and now they have 300 agents spread across 5 states. Their marketing director, let's call her Sarah, has a massive problem. A problem that keeps her up at night. She calls it brand dilution death by 1,000 cuts. One agent in Texas is using a logo from 5 years ago that he pulled from an old email. An agent in Florida, bless his heart, decided the official navy blue brand color wasn't beachy enough, so he's using a bright turquoise on his flyers. And a top-performing team in Colorado is using a font that looks like it belongs on a comic book cover for their multi-million-dollar luxury listings. Every single piece of marketing looks like it came from a different company. To a potential home seller, it screams unprofessional. It screams amateur. And in a competitive market, that perception costs them listings, costs them money. This is the chaos that Enterprise is built to solve. It starts with something called the brand kit. But the Enterprise brand kit is a beast compared to the Pro version. For Summit Realty, Sarah can create not just one, but multiple brand kits. They have their main Summit Realty brand, but they also have a luxury division, Summit Estates, with its own elegant, darker color palette and sophisticated font. They also have a commercial property division with a more corporate, no-nonsense look. With Enterprise, Sarah can build a separate, distinct brand kit for each division, and assign agents only to the kit that's relevant to them. An agent in the commercial division won't even see the luxury brand assets. The potential for brand confusion is eliminated at the source. Let's dig into one of these brand kits. First, fonts. Sarah uploads their 2 official brand fonts. Then she clicks a button, a very important button. It's called Enforce Brand Fonts. When she toggles this on, it doesn't just suggest the brand fonts to her agents. It makes them the only option. Every other font inside Canva, thousands of them, is now completely inaccessible. Gone. The agent in Colorado can no longer choose that comic book font because, for him, it literally doesn't exist in his Canva account. That's not control, that's a lockdown. Next, colors. Sarah sets up the official navy blue and slate gray as their primary color palette. She adds a secondary palette with some approved accent colors for calls to action. She can even create a temporary holiday 2024 palette with a specific, brand-approved red and green for a seasonal campaign. And just like with fonts, she can enforce it. An agent can't just pick a random shade of blue from the color wheel. They can only use the exact hex codes that Sarah has approved. The beachy turquoise problem in Florida? Solved. Forever. But here's where it gets really futuristic. Canva Enterprise has a feature for brand voice. Sarah can feed Canva's AI magic right with Summit Realty's brand guidelines. She tells it, "Our voice is professional, knowledgeable, and aspirational. We avoid jargon and speak with confidence. We are a trusted guide in the real estate journey." Now, when an agent needs to write a property description for a new listing, they can just type in a few bullet points. 4 beds, 3 baths, new kitchen, and ask Magic Write to generate a description. The AI won't just write a generic paragraph. It will write it in Summit Realty's voice. It will sound like it came straight from the corporate marketing department. This alone saves hundreds of hours of writing and editing, and ensures every single word that represents the brand feels consistent. So you have your fonts, colors, logos, and even your brand's personality locked down in the brand kit. But that's just the ingredients. The real magic happens when you combine this with brand templates and the ultimate control feature: template locking. Sarah's old workflow was a nightmare. She'd spend days designing a beautiful on-brand just listed postcard template. She'd email the file to all 300 agents. And then the chaos would begin. Agents would accidentally delete the company logo. They'd shrink the legal disclaimer text at the bottom until it was unreadable, because they wanted more space for a photo. They'd change the headline font to something more fun. They'd stretch their headshot, distorting it. The perfect template she designed was destroyed in 300 different ways. She was no longer a marketing director. She was a brand police officer, and it was a losing battle. With Canva Enterprise, her workflow is transformed. She designs that same just listed postcard template, but this time she does it inside Canva. She places the Summit Realty logo in the top right corner. Then she clicks on the logo and hits the little padlock icon. It's now locked. Nobody but a brand manager can move it, resize it, or delete it. She does the same for the legal disclaimer at the bottom. Locked. The headline just listed. She locks the font, the size, and the color, but leaves the text itself editable so an agent can change it to open house. She designates a specific frame for the property photo. Agents can drop any photo they want in there, but they can't move the frame or change its shape. She creates a text box for the agent's name and phone number. She locks the font and formatting, so all the agent can do is type in their information. What she has created is a set of brand-safe guardrails. She's built a fill-in-the-blanks marketing machine. Now she publishes this as an official brand template. All 300 agents can now access this postcard. They can customize it for their specific listing in under 60 seconds. They can change the photo, the property details, and their contact info. But they are physically incapable of making it off-brand. They can't use the wrong font. They can't use a weird color. They can't delete the logo. This is the core of the value proposition. It's not about restricting your team. It's about empowering them to move fast without breaking things. Sarah has effectively multiplied herself. She has given her entire team the power of a professional designer, but with a safety net that guarantees brand consistency every single time. Think about the impact on the business. The speed is the first thing. An agent can get a new listing and have a social media post, a postcard, and a flyer created and ready to go in minutes, not days waiting for a corporate designer to get back to them. Faster marketing means a faster sale. Second, the brand equity. Every single touch point a customer has with Summit Realty, from a digital ad to a physical sign, is now consistent. It looks professional. It builds trust. A strong, cohesive brand is memorable, and in real estate, memory is money. When it comes time to sell their home, people don't call the agent with the beachy turquoise flyer. They call the one that looks like a market leader. And finally, it's about efficiency. Sarah, the highly paid marketing director, is no longer wasting her time fixing ugly postcards. She's now focused on high-level strategy, running major campaigns, analyzing market data, and finding new ways to grow the business. The company has scaled its marketing capacity without having to scale its marketing headcount. This is what centralized brand control truly means. It's a system, a fortress that protects the brand while simultaneously empowering employees to create and publish at a scale that was never before possible. We've built the fortress and stocked the armory with perfect on-brand assets. But now we face the next great challenge for any growing US business. How do you manage the 300 different people who need access to this fortress? How do you grant the right permissions, organize them into teams, and ensure that the workflow for creating, approving, and publishing content doesn't descend into its own special kind of chaos? How do you truly scale your content operation? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's the ghost in the machine for every growing American business. You hire brilliant people, you have a killer product, but the process of simply communicating about that product becomes a tangled mess of shared drives, outdated logos, and frantic Slack messages asking, "Hey, does anyone have the latest version of the sales deck?" This is where companies either build a scalable content engine, or they drown in digital clutter. And this is precisely the problem Canva Enterprise was engineered to solve. It's not just about giving more people access to a design tool. It's about building a command and control center for your entire brand's visual identity. Think of it less as a workshop and more as a high-tech manufacturing plant, with clear roles, an efficient assembly line, and rigorous quality control. Let's start with the fortress walls. Security. In a world of data breaches and brand impersonation, just letting anyone and everyone into your creative ecosystem is a non-starter. Canva Enterprise addresses this with a level of granular control that the Pro or Teams versions simply can't touch. We're talking about user roles that go far beyond a simple admin or member. You have owners who hold the keys to the kingdom. You have administrators who can manage users and teams without having ultimate billing control. You have template designers, a crucial role we'll dive into, who are the designated architects of your brand assets. And then you have members who are the primary users. But here's where it gets powerful. Imagine you're a national real estate brokerage with 500 agents across 30 states. You can't have every agent designing their own just sold postcards. That's how you end up with 500 different versions of your logo and a brand identity that looks like it's having a crisis. With Canva Enterprise, your corporate marketing team, assigned as template designers, creates one beautiful, on-brand, legally compliant postcard template. They lock down the logo, the fonts, the brand colors, and the legal disclaimers. The only things an agent, a member, can change are the photo of the house, the address, and their own contact information. You can assign the agent from Miami to the Florida team, and they will only see templates and assets relevant to their market, while the agent in Chicago only sees theirs. They literally cannot access, let alone misuse, assets from another region. This is brand control at scale. And for your IT department, the ones who are ultimately responsible for security, Canva Enterprise speaks their language. It integrates with your existing identity management systems through single sign-on, or SSO. This means your employees log in using the same secure credentials they use for everything else, like their Microsoft or Google accounts. There are no new passwords to remember or lose. You can enforce multi-factor authentication, adding that critical extra layer of security. When an employee leaves the company, you deactivate their one corporate account, and their access to Canva is instantly revoked. The fortress is sealed. There are no rogue accounts, no orphan designs, no backdoors left open. This isn't a feature. It's peace of mind. It's how you prove that your creative operations are just as secure as your financial ones. Okay, so the walls are secure. But what about the chaos inside? This brings us to the second pillar, organization. A shared drive in a large company often resembles a teenager's bedroom. It's a mess of untitled folders, duplicate files, and things you're pretty sure no one has touched since 2017. Canva Enterprise replaces this with a system of structured hierarchy. At the top, you have your entire organization. Beneath that, you can create distinct teams. You might have a marketing team, a sales team, an HR team, and a product development team. Within the marketing team, you can create further subgroups. Perhaps a social media group, a content marketing group, and a public relations group. Each team and group has its own dedicated space for designs, templates, and assets. The social media manager doesn't have to wade through HR's new hire orientation slides to find the latest Instagram story template. The sales team in the Midwest region has a folder with case studies specifically tailored to their clients, separate from the West Coast team's materials. It's intuitive. It's clean. It's a digital filing system that actually works because it mirrors the way your company is already structured. This isn't just about being tidy. This is about speed. When your team can find what they need in seconds, not minutes, the cumulative time saved across an entire organization is staggering. That's an immediate return on investment. Now for the most critical piece of the puzzle, the one that truly separates professional-grade operations from amateur hour. The workflow. This is the assembly line. Because it doesn't matter how secure or organized you are, if the process of getting a piece of content from an idea to a published reality is a nightmare of email chains and missed feedback. We've all lived it. A designer emails a final version.jpg to a manager. The manager replies with changes. The designer sends back final version.jpg. Then the head of the department chimes in. Looks good. But can we see one more option? Someone forwards the wrong version to legal, who approves something that was already rejected. It's slow, it's inefficient, and it's how mistakes happen. Canva Enterprise rips that entire broken process out at the root and replaces it with built-in approval workflows. Here's how it works in the real world. A junior content creator on your team drafts a new LinkedIn ad. Because of the permissions you've set, they cannot publish it. The publish button is grayed out. Instead, they see a button that says request approval. They click it. The design is automatically sent to their direct manager, who gets a notification right inside Canva. The manager can open the design and leave comments pinned to specific elements. Not a vague email, but a precise note right on the design saying, let's change this headline to be more direct. Or this image isn't on brand. Please choose one from the approved stock photos folder. The creator sees the feedback in context, makes the changes and resubmits. Once the manager approves it, it can even be set up to automatically go to the next person in the chain, say the legal team, for final review. Only when everyone in the chain has clicked approve does the design become publishable. This creates an unskippable, fully documented chain of custody for every single creative asset your company produces. It's an audit trail. You can see who created what, who requested changes, and who gave the final sign-off and when. This eliminates the he said, she said confusion. It enforces compliance. It dramatically speeds up review cycles by keeping everything in one central place. This is how you empower your team to create, while still maintaining absolute control over the final product that the world sees. So, you see, the answer to scaling your content operation isn't just about making more stuff. It's about building a system. A system with a secure perimeter, a logical internal structure, and a streamlined automated assembly line. This is the foundational architecture of Canva Enterprise. It's how you transform creative chaos into a predictable, high-output engine for your brand. So you've built the fortress and streamlined the assembly line. But how do you guarantee that every single asset, every social post, every presentation created by hundreds or even thousands of employees perfectly reflects your brand's DNA? How do you bake your brand identity directly into the tool itself, making it almost impossible for your team to create something that's off-brand? The answer lies in building what I call a brand fortress, a digital environment where your brand's rules aren't just suggestions in a dusty PDF guide. They are the unchangeable laws of the creative universe. This is the single biggest leap from Canva for Teams to Canva Enterprise. It starts with something that sounds familiar but is on a completely different level, the brand kit. In the Pro and Teams versions, the brand kit is great. You upload your logo, your colors, your fonts. It's a helpful shortcut. In Enterprise, the brand kit becomes the central, unyielding source of truth for your entire organization. Think of it less as a kit and more as your company's digital constitution. Let's start with logos. A small business might have one logo. A large US corporation, you have dozens. You have the primary full-color logo, the stacked version, the horizontal version, the all-white one for dark backgrounds, the favicon for your website, the specific logo for a sub-brand like your charitable foundation. In Enterprise, you can upload all of these and, crucially, provide guidelines on when and how to use each one right there in the interface. So an employee in marketing making a social media graphic is guided to the right logo, while someone in finance preparing an internal report is pointed to the more formal corporate version. The guesswork is eliminated. Then you have colors. Again, Pro and Teams let you set a palette. Enterprise lets you create multiple palettes and name them for their specific use case. This is a game changer. You can have your primary brand colors that are always available, but you can also have a Q4 holiday campaign palette that's only active from October to December. You can have a webinar series palette with higher contrast colors for accessibility. This allows for creative flexibility within defined, pre-approved boundaries. You're not just giving your team a box of crayons, you're giving them curated sets of colors for every specific occasion, ensuring even your seasonal campaigns feel cohesive and intentional. Now let's talk fonts. This is where it gets incredibly powerful. Of course, you can upload your custom licensed brand fonts, but Enterprise allows you to set and enforce a typographic hierarchy. You can define that heading 1 is always Proxima Nova Bold, 48 point. Body text is always Merriweather Regular, 12 point. This styling is then baked into every template and every new design. An employee can't accidentally make a headline in Comic Sans. They can't make the body text a massive, unreadable size. You are essentially pre-programming design best practices across your entire company, ensuring every single document, from a sales deck in California to an HR memo in New York, has the exact same professional, consistent typography. But the brand fortress goes beyond just visuals. Canva Enterprise allows you to add guidelines for your brand voice. You can literally input instructions on tone, key messaging points, and even a list of words to use and words to avoid. Imagine a new hire in customer support creating a quick FAQ graphic. As they're writing, they have the company's official brand voice guidelines right there on their screen, reminding them to be helpful, not technical, or to use the word partner instead of vendor. This is how you scale a consistent brand personality. You can even create a curated library of on-brand photography and graphics, so when an employee searches for team meeting, they see your company's actual, approved photos first, before they ever see generic stock images. You are building a walled garden of perfectly on-brand assets. So, you've built the Constitution, you've stocked the armory with on-brand assets. But how do you enforce the law? This brings us to the real power of Canva Enterprise: brand controls. This is the iron fist in the velvet glove. The most important feature here is something called template locking. Let this sink in. Your central design team, the guardians of your brand, can create the perfect template for, say, a new property listing for a national real estate firm. They can design it with the perfect logo placement, the correct fonts, the right color palette, and the legally required fair housing and MLS logos at the bottom. Then they can lock elements. They can lock the logo so it can't be moved, resized, or swapped out. They can lock the legal disclaimers so they can't be deleted or edited. They can lock the background color. But here's the magic. They can leave other elements unlocked. The photo of the house? Unlocked. The text box with the property description? Unlocked. The agent's name and phone number? Unlocked. What does this do? It empowers a real estate agent in Boise, Idaho, who has zero design experience, to create a beautiful 100% brand-compliant listing in minutes. They can't break the brand because the brand is locked. They are free to customize the parts they need to, within the unbreakable guardrails set by the corporate design team. This is not just a feature. It's a fundamental shift in workflow. It democratizes creation without democratizing brand decisions. Think of the applications for a U.S. business. A franchise model like a fast food chain. Corporate can design a special offer template and lock everything except the name of the offer and the price. A franchisee in Texas can then customize it for their barbecue brisket sandwich special without accidentally using the wrong font or an old logo. A national insurance company can create templates for its agents, ensuring every single one-sheet has the correct, up-to-date licensing information and legal fine print. It's about mitigating risk while increasing speed and efficiency. But the control doesn't stop there. What if a design does need a final check? Enter approval workflows. You can set rules. For example, any design tagged as external social media that is created by someone with the role of intern must be approved by a marketing manager before it can be downloaded or published. The intern creates the post, they hit share, and instead of it going live, it gets sent directly to their manager's Canva account with a notification. The manager can view it, leave comments directly on the design. Hey, can you rephrase this sentence? Or let's use a different image here, and either approve it or reject it. This entire process happens seamlessly within Canva. Think about the old way. The intern exports a JPEG, attaches it to an email, the manager opens it, replies with feedback, the intern makes changes, exports a new version named social_post_final, emails it again. It's a nightmare of inefficiency and version control. Approval workflows kill that chaos. It provides a clear, auditable trail of feedback and approvals, which is critical for compliance and accountability in larger U.S. organizations, especially in regulated industries like finance or healthcare. And for the IT and security teams watching this, Canva Enterprise offers another layer of control that's absolutely non-negotiable: user provisioning and single sign-on, or SSO. You can integrate Canva with your existing identity management systems like Okta or Azure Active Directory. This means when a new employee joins your company, they are automatically given access to Canva. When they leave, their access is automatically revoked. This closes a massive security gap. You no longer have to worry about ex-employees having access to your brand assets or proprietary templates. It centralizes control, simplifies user management, and ensures that only the right people have access to the right tools. So you've built this impenetrable brand fortress. Every design is perfect. Every post is approved. Every user is authenticated. You've solved the problem of brand consistency at scale. But in doing so, you've created a new challenge, a problem of pure volume and speed. How do you empower your now perfectly on-brand teams to create more content faster than ever before without that quality dropping? How do you turn your entire organization, from sales to HR to operations, into an efficient, high-output content creation engine? The answer lies in shifting your perspective. Stop thinking about Canva as just a design tool and start seeing it as a collaborative work hub, an operating system for your brand's visual communication. Let's break down exactly how this works, because this is where Canva Enterprise truly begins to separate itself from the pack. The first pillar of this content engine is real-time collaboration. Now, if you've ever been stuck in what I call the email attachment vortex, you know the pain. A designer, let's call her Sarah, creates a first draft of a social media graphic. She saves it as a PDF, attaches it to an email, and sends it to Mark, the copywriter. Mark opens the PDF, can't edit it, so he writes his suggested copy in a separate Word document and emails it back. Sarah then has to manually copy and paste Mark's text into her design, trying to make it fit. Then she sends that new version to their manager, Jessica, for approval. Jessica opens it, sees a typo and a color she doesn't like, and replies to the email with a bulleted list of changes. By now, you have 3 different people with 4 different files and a confusing email chain. The file names are a nightmare. Campaign_graphic_v1. Campaign_graphic_with_copy. Campaign_graphic_final. And the inevitable campaign_graphic. It's slow, it's inefficient, and it's a recipe for costly mistakes. Canva Enterprise obliterates this entire process. Imagine this instead. Sarah creates the design template. She then shares a link directly with Mark. He opens it in his web browser and types the copy directly into the design, seeing in real time how it looks and fits. While he's doing that, Jessica, the manager, can also be in the same file. She can highlight an element, drop a comment right on the design that says, "Let's use our primary blue for this background," and tag Sarah. Sarah gets a notification, makes the change in 2 clicks, and resolves the comment. The entire feedback loop, which used to take a day of back-and-forth emails, now happens in 5 minutes. It's like Google Docs, but for visuals. Multiple cursors flying around, multiple stakeholders contributing simultaneously within a single source of truth. This isn't just a minor convenience. It's a fundamental transformation of your creative workflow. You're cutting down revision cycles from days to hours or even minutes. You're eliminating version control errors. And you're fostering a more dynamic and creative environment where ideas can flow freely without the friction of outdated processes. But speed without control is just chaos. This brings us to the second and arguably most critical pillar for any large US business: built-in approval workflows. This feature alone is one of the biggest justifications for the leap to enterprise. Let's go back to our team. Let's say they've finalized their beautiful on-brand graphic. In Canva Pro, or the free version, any user with edit access could just hit download and post it wherever they want. Now imagine that user is a new intern in the sales department. They've made a graphic for a local event, but they've accidentally used an old logo, included pricing that's no longer valid, and used a stock photo that your company doesn't have the correct license for. If they post that, you're not just looking at brand inconsistency, you're looking at a potential lawsuit. It's a massive liability. Canva Enterprise solves this with a digital gatekeeper. When that intern finishes their design, the download button is grayed out. Instead, they see a button that says Request Approval. When they click it, the design is automatically sent to their pre-assigned approver. Maybe it's the head of their department, or a dedicated brand manager in the marketing team. That manager gets an instant notification. They can open the design, review it, and with a single click, either approve it or request changes. If they request changes, they can leave specific, actionable comments right on the design. Once approved, the file is unlocked for the intern to download or use. This isn't just about saying no. It's about creating a safety net that empowers your entire organization to create, while protecting your brand and your business from legal and reputational risk. It provides a full audit trail. You can see who created what, who requested approval, and who signed off on it with timestamps for every step. For any US company dealing with compliance, legal teams, or strict brand guidelines, this isn't a nice-to-have. It's an absolute necessity. It's the difference between scaling creativity and scaling risk. So you've collaborated in real time to create content faster, and you've used approval workflows to ensure it's compliant and on brand. What's the final piece of the puzzle? Getting it out into the world. This is the third pillar: integrated content scheduling and publishing. The old way: you finalize your design, you download it as a JPEG or PNG, you save it to your desktop, you open a new browser tab, you log into LinkedIn, you upload the image, you write the caption, you post it. Then you repeat that entire process for Facebook, for Instagram, for X. It's a soul-crushing, time-consuming loop of downloading and re-uploading. With Canva Enterprise, this entire final step is built directly into the platform. Once your design is approved, you don't need to download anything. You can click the share button and connect all of your company's social media accounts directly to Canva. You select your approved design, write your caption right there, and then use the content planner to schedule it to be published on LinkedIn next Tuesday at 9 a.m., on Instagram Wednesday at noon, and on Facebook Thursday at 3 p.m. You can plan out and schedule an entire week, or even a month of social media content across multiple platforms without ever leaving Canva. Think about the massive efficiency gains. Your social media manager is no longer just a content uploader. They can spend their time on what actually matters: strategy, community engagement, and analyzing performance. The platform handles the tedious manual work of publishing. When you combine these three pillars: real-time collaboration, lockdown approval workflows, and integrated content scheduling, you start to see the bigger picture. Canva Enterprise isn't just giving your team better tools to make things. It's providing a robust, end-to-end system to manage the entire lifecycle of your brand's visual content, from initial idea to final publication, all within one secure, controlled, and incredibly efficient ecosystem. This is how you transform your organization into that high-output content engine we talked about. You're not just making individual assets, you're building a scalable, repeatable process for creating and deploying on-brand content across your entire business. But this engine needs fuel. And that fuel is your library of assets: your logos, your product shots, your employee headshots, your brand-approved icons and videos. How do you manage tens of thousands of these files and ensure everyone is using the right one every single time? How do you stop people from using that blurry 10-year-old logo they found on a Google image search? The answer is a concept that Canva calls the Brand Hub. And let me be clear, this isn't just a fancy folder where you dump your logos. Calling the Enterprise Brand Hub a folder is like calling a Tesla a golf cart. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the engine under the hood. The Brand Hub is your organization's living, breathing single source of truth for everything related to your brand's identity. It's the command center, the digital brand Bible that not only stores your assets but intelligently governs how they're used across your entire company. This is where you solve the problem of brand chaos, and it starts with the brand kit. Now, you might have used a brand kit on a pro account. It's great. You can upload your logos, define your color palette, and set your brand fonts. But in Enterprise, this gets supercharged. First, you're not limited to just one brand kit. Does your company have sub-brands? A parent company with multiple product lines, each with its own visual identity? Maybe you have a separate brand for your corporate foundation or specific, recurring annual campaigns. With Enterprise, you can create a unique, dedicated brand kit for every single one of them. The Acme Corp brand can have its serious blue and gray palette, while its fun, consumer-facing product Zippy can have its vibrant orange and purple, all living in the same ecosystem, accessible to different teams based on permissions you set. But here's the real power. It's not just about storing the brand elements, it's about controlling them. Within each brand kit, you can upload every single variation of your logo, full color, one color, reversed out, with and without the tagline. Then you can lock it down. You can dictate exactly which logos can be used in which types of documents. More importantly, you can define your color palettes with an iron fist. You can set your primary brand colors, the ones that are non-negotiable, and then maybe a secondary or tertiary palette for specific uses. You can even name them. So instead of just a hex code, An employee sees primary blue, accent teal, and highlight yellow. This simple act of naming colors guides them toward the right choice. And you can take it a step further by restricting designs to only use colors from the approved brand palette. The color picker that lets you choose any color of the rainbow, you can make it disappear for your team. Suddenly, it's impossible for a sales associate in the field to create a presentation with a neon green background, because that color simply doesn't exist as an option for them. Same with fonts. You upload your official brand fonts, whether it's a licensed font like Helvetica Now or a custom designed one. You set them as the default for headings, subheadings, and body text. And then you can turn off the ability for users to upload their own fonts or even access Canva's massive font library. No more Comic Sans. No more papyrus. The brand guidelines are no longer a PDF that people ignore. They are baked directly into the tool they use every day. This control extends to the most powerful feature for ensuring brand consistency at scale: brand templates. Let's be honest. Giving every employee a blank canvas is a recipe for disaster. It's inefficient and leads to 1,000 different interpretations of your brand. Brand templates solve this. An admin or your core design team can create master templates for everything your business needs. Social media posts, sales presentations, one-page flyers, internal reports, email headers, you name it. But here's the magic. You can lock specific elements within those templates. Imagine a template for a new property listing for a national real estate agency. The designer can lock the company logo in the top left corner. It can't be moved, it can't be resized, it can't be deleted. They can lock the legal disclaimer and the fair housing logo at the bottom. Those are non-negotiable. They can lock the brand fonts and colors for the headlines. But they can leave the photo container, the property description text box, and the contact information fields completely editable. Now, you roll this template out to 5,000 real estate agents across the country. An agent in Miami can log in, open the template, drop in a photo of their beachfront condo, type in the description, and add their name and phone number. The entire process takes 3 minutes, and the final result is perfectly on brand. The logo is correct. The colors are correct. The fonts are correct. The legal compliance text is correct. They can't mess it up even if they tried. Multiply this efficiency and brand control across every department. The HR team has locked templates for new hire announcements. The marketing team has locked templates for webinar promotions. The sales team has locked templates for case studies. You are no longer just policing your brand. You are proactively empowering your entire organization to create on-brand materials at lightning speed. And for those moments when you need an extra layer of review, Canva Enterprise introduces approval workflows. You can designate certain templates, or even any design created from scratch, to require approval before it can be downloaded or shared. An intern can design a social media post, but when they click share, it doesn't go live. Instead, it gets sent to their manager's queue right inside of Canva. The manager gets a notification, reviews the design, and can either approve it with one click or leave comments directly on the design. Let's rephrase this headline. Or, can you swap this image for the one from the Q3 photo shoot? And send it back for revision. This creates a seamless, trackable review process that eliminates the endless back and forth emails with attached JPGs and confusing feedback. It provides a crucial layer of quality control, ensuring that nothing goes public until it's been given the official green light. Finally, let's talk about that asset library, that digital mountain of tens of thousands of files. The Brand Hub provides the tools to tame it. We're not just talking about folders and subfolders, although you can structure those as deeply as you need. We're talking about metadata and smart searching. You can upload your entire library of approved photography, custom icons, and video B-roll. As you upload or in bulk later, you can add tags. That photo of a smiling team in an office? You can tag it with Team, Office, Collaboration, Q2 Photoshoot 2024, and for internal use only. Now, when an employee needs a picture of the team, they don't have to scroll through thousands of random files. They just go to the Images tab in the editor, search for Team, and Canva will instantly show them every single brand-approved photo tag with that keyword. It's like having your own private, internal stock photo site that is perfectly curated for your brand. This system ensures that not only are people using on-brand templates, but they're filling those templates with on-brand, fully licensed and high-resolution assets. That blurry 10-year-old logo they found on a Google search? It's no longer an option because the only logo they can find, the only one that appears when they search, is the perfect high-resolution vector file you placed in the Brand Hub. You've replaced brand chaos with brand clarity, not through memos and mandates, but by making the right way the easiest way. And this foundation of control is what unlocks the true potential of scaling content creation across your entire US operation. So let's talk about what that actually looks like. Because scaling content is one of those phrases that gets thrown around in boardrooms, but what does it mean on a Tuesday afternoon when your West Coast sales team needs a presentation updated for a pitch in 2 hours, your Midwest division is launching a local recruitment drive, and your head of marketing in New York is trying to prep for a national product launch? It means chaos. It means your highly paid, highly skilled central design team becomes a glorified help desk, changing names on a PowerPoint slide and exporting logos, instead of working on the next big campaign. It's a bottleneck. A very expensive, very frustrating bottleneck that slows your entire business down. Canva Enterprise is designed to systematically dismantle that bottleneck piece by piece. It does this by allowing you to build a digital reflection of your company's actual structure, right inside the platform. Think about your org chart. You have a national sales division, right? But within that, you have the Northeast team, the Southern team, the Pacific Northwest team. You have your HR department, your operations team, your C-suite. With Canva Enterprise, you can create a dedicated, permission-controlled team for every single one of them. This isn't just about creating tidy folders. This is about creating controlled ecosystems. The brand team in your New York headquarters can create a master presentation template for that new product launch. They use the brand kit we talked about, locking the official logo, the legal disclaimer on the final slide, the core product imagery, and the corporate fonts. They've built the perfect, compliant, beautiful presentation. Then, instead of emailing it out and hoping for the best, they push this template directly into the folders for the Northeast sales team, the West Coast sales team, and so on. Now, a sales rep in Seattle, let's call her Sarah, needs to prep for her big meeting. She doesn't email marketing and wait. She doesn't go digging through an outdated server to find last year's deck. She logs into Canva, goes to her Teams folder, and sees the brand new, approved template waiting for her. She opens it. She can't change the logo. She can't change the legal text. She can't decide to use a wacky font because she thinks it looks fun. But she can change the client's name on the title slide. She can drop in a specific case study relevant to the Seattle market. She can add her name and contact info to the final slide. In 10 minutes, Sarah has a perfectly on-brand, customized, and legally compliant presentation ready to go. Now, multiply that by 500 sales reps across the United States. 5,000 customized presentations created in a single week, and the central marketing team didn't have to field a single request. They weren't a bottleneck, they were an enabler. They set the standard, built the tool, and empowered the entire organization to execute flawlessly. That is the power of scaling with control. Let's take another classic American business model, the multi-location franchise or retail chain. Imagine a national coffee company with 300 locations. Every single one of those stores is a part of the local community. The manager of the store in Austin, Texas needs to run a promotion for a smoked brisket breakfast taco special, something that wouldn't make sense for the store in Portland, Oregon. At the same time, the Portland store wants to promote a vegan hazelnut cold brew, and the Miami store needs a now hiring sign in both English and Spanish. Before Canva Enterprise, this is a brand nightmare. You've got managers trying to make signs in Microsoft Word, using the wrong colors, stretching the logo, creating a completely disjointed customer experience from one city to the next. With Enterprise, the corporate brand team creates 3 beautiful, locked templates. One for a local special, one for a drink promotion, and one for now hiring. They push these templates to a store manager's team. The manager in Austin opens the local special template. The beautiful brand photography, the logo, the fonts, it's all locked. But there's an empty text box where he can type, smoked brisket breakfast taco, and another where he can enter the price. He exports it for Instagram. The manager in Portland does the same for her cold brew. The manager in Miami opens the now hiring template, which has pre-designed, approved text boxes for both English and Spanish. The result? 300 stores running hyper-localized marketing that feels authentic to their community. Yet every single piece of content is perfectly, immaculately on brand. The customer walking into a store in Texas, Oregon, or Florida has a consistent, professional brand experience. You've achieved the holy grail. Local relevance at national scale. And this extends to every corner of your business. Your HR department, onboarding dozens of new hires every month across different offices. They can have a whole suite of templates for welcome packets, benefits guides, and internal announcements, ensuring every new employee gets the same polished, professional introduction to the company culture from day one. Whether they're based in Chicago or San Diego, internal communications can create templates for department updates, project milestones, and company-wide memos, turning dry emails into engaging, visual communications that people actually want to read. When you start to add all this up, the return on investment becomes incredibly clear, and it's measured in the one resource you can never get more of: time. Think about the cumulative hours saved. The 10 minutes it takes a sales rep versus the 5 hours of back and forth with a designer. The 30 minutes it takes a store manager versus the week-long wait for a corporate-approved sign. You're not just buying software. You're buying back thousands of hours of productivity for your most valuable employees. You're accelerating your speed to market. When a competitor makes a move, you can have a counter-campaign designed, approved, and distributed to every single marketing channel and salesperson in the country in a single afternoon. That level of agility is a massive competitive advantage. You're reallocating your most creative resources, your central brand and design teams, away from tedious, repetitive production work and back to high-impact, strategic initiatives that actually grow the business. They go from being brand police to brand architects, building the systems that allow the entire organization to thrive. But this explosion of creation brings up a new, critical question. When you have hundreds, maybe thousands of employees creating content, how do you manage it all? How do you ensure that what the sales rep in Seattle customized is actually good to go before she presents it to $1 million client? How does the brand team review and approve the breakfast taco ad from the Austin store manager before it goes live on social media? Scaling creation is one thing, but scaling with quality control with a clear chain of command and an audit trail is the next level. Because without robust workflows, empowerment can quickly turn back into chaos. And that is exactly where Canva Enterprise's sophisticated approval processes come into play. Imagine this scenario, one that plays out every single day in businesses across America. A junior designer, let's call her Sarah, has just finished a brilliant new social media graphic for an upcoming product launch. It's vibrant, it's on trend, and she's proud of it. She exports the file and emails it to her manager, Mark. Mark opens it, loves the concept, but notices the headline font is slightly off-brand. He replies to the email with his feedback. "Great start, Sarah, but can you use Montserrat Bold instead of Lotto?" Sarah makes the change and sends back version 2. Mark then forwards this to the head of marketing, Jessica. Jessica looks at it and says the call to action needs to be stronger, and the legal disclaimer is missing. She hits reply all, creating a confusing email thread. Sarah, trying to keep track, creates version 3. But wait, Mark is now on a call. So he misses Jessica's feedback and separately asks Sarah to make the logo a bit bigger. Now we have two competing versions. This email volley continues, versions get mislabeled, feedback gets lost, and what started as a 5-minute review turns into a half day of digital chaos and frustration. The final approved version might not even be the right one. This isn't just inefficient, it's dangerous. It's how rogue branding gets out into the wild. It's how legally non-compliant ads get published. It's how costly mistakes are made. Canva Enterprise looks at this common, chaotic workflow and replaces it with a streamlined, centralized, and frankly sane process. It fundamentally changes the dynamic from a chaotic free-for-all to a structured, accountable system. Here's how it works in practice. Inside your Canva Enterprise account, an administrator, maybe the head of marketing or a creative director, sets up the approval rules. These aren't just simple on-off switches. They're granular. You can designate specific people as designers and others as approvers. You can even set rules that say any design created using a specific template, say a press release header, must automatically be sent to the communications director for approval before it can be downloaded or shared. Or you could mandate that anything intended for social media requires a sign-off from the social media manager. This is the foundational layer of control. Now let's go back to our designer, Sarah. She creates her design, but this time instead of an export or download button, she sees a request approval button. She clicks it. A small window pops up where she can select her designated approver. In this case, her manager, Mark, and add a quick note. "Hey Mark, here's the first draft for the new launch graphic." She hits send and her work is done for now. The design is now locked. She can't download it. She can't share it. She can't accidentally publish an unapproved draft. The potential for error is immediately cut off at the source. Over on Mark's computer, he gets a notification. Not an email with a clunky attachment, but a sleek notification right inside Canva. He clicks it and is taken directly to Sarah's design. This is where the magic happens. He isn't just looking at a static image. He's inside the live design file. He can see a comment bubble right next to the headline. He clicks it and types, "This looks great, but let's switch this font to Montserrat Bold to stay on brand." He can also leave general feedback. Once he's done, he has two choices. He can approve it, or he can request changes. He clicks Request Changes. Sarah instantly gets a notification. She sees Mark's specific, contextual feedback right on the design element itself. No ambiguity, no room for misinterpretation. She makes the one change and resubmits it for approval. It's clean, it's fast, and most importantly, it's all tracked in one place. But for a true enterprise, the real power comes from multi-step approval workflows. A simple one-to-one approval is great for a small team, but what about a national corporation? Let's say you're a retail chain with hundreds of stores across the United States. You want to empower local store managers to create their own flyers for a weekend sale, but you need to maintain absolute brand and legal control at the corporate level. With Canva Enterprise, you can build a workflow that does exactly that. The local store manager uses a lockdown brand template to create their flyer, adding their store's address and specific hours. When they hit Request Approval, it doesn't just go to one person. It initiates a chain. First, it might go to a regional marketing manager. This person checks to make sure the local details are correct and the overall message aligns with regional goals. Once they approve it, the design is automatically routed to the second person in the chain, someone at the national brand headquarters. This person's only job is to give a final check for brand consistency. The right logo, the right colors, the right tone of voice. They approve it, but it's not done yet. The final stop is the legal department. The workflow automatically sends the design to your general counsel's team. They look at the fine print, the disclaimer, the sale terms and conditions. They're not worried about fonts or colors. They're focused solely on mitigating risk. Once they give the final sign-off, and only then is the design unlocked. The local store manager gets a notification that their flyer is approved and ready to be printed and distributed. Think about the power of that. You've just enabled hundreds of people across the country to create localized marketing materials while ensuring every single piece of content is 100% brand compliant and legally vetted. You've eliminated the risk of a store manager in Omaha accidentally using an old logo, or a manager in Miami forgetting a crucial legal disclaimer that could lead to a lawsuit. This isn't just a feature. It's an enterprise-grade risk management system built directly into your creative process. It transforms the role of your central marketing and legal teams from being bottlenecks to being strategic enablers. They're no longer chasing down rogue designs. They're simply providing the final, crucial checkpoint in an automated, efficient system. And every single step of this process is documented. Canva Enterprise maintains a clear, unalterable audit trail. You can see who created the design, who requested changes, what those changes were, who approved it, and the exact time and date of every action. If a question ever comes up 6 months down the line about why a certain promotion was worded a certain way, you don't have to dig through thousands of old emails. You go to the design, look at its history, and see a perfect record. Approved by the legal department on May 15th at 2:31 p.m. This level of accountability is non-negotiable in regulated industries like finance or healthcare, and it's best practice for any serious business. It's the difference between saying, "I think we got this approved," and knowing with certainty that you followed protocol. So when we talk about control, it's not about stifling creativity. It's about channeling it. It's about building guardrails that allow your teams to move faster and more confidently, because they know they're working within a safe, approved framework. This workflow system is one of the most significant differentiators between Canva for Teams and Canva Enterprise. It's the mechanism that allows a business to truly scale its creative output without scaling its risk or its chaos. But once that perfectly crafted, fully approved design is ready, a new challenge emerges: getting it out into the world. How do you manage the distribution of thousands of approved assets across dozens of platforms, ensuring the right people have access to the final versions and nothing else? This is the last mile problem of content creation, and for many businesses, it's where the entire system breaks down. A brilliant on-brand asset that's stuck in a designer's final under folder is effectively worthless. The value is only unlocked when it's in the market, in front of customers, in the hands of your sales team, or on your social media feed. Traditionally, this distribution phase is a chaotic mess of shared drives, expiring download links, and frantic Slack messages asking, Hey, where's the latest logo for the conference banner? It's a system built on hope that people download the right version, hope they don't alter it, and hope they post it at the right time. Hope, as we know, is not a business strategy. Canva Enterprise tackles this distribution nightmare not by adding another tool, but by integrating the final step directly into the platform where the content was born. It aims to transform your content workflow from a fragmented series of handoffs into a single, seamless pipeline. The most immediate and obvious example of this is the built-in content planner. Think about your social media team. Right now, they might design a graphic in one tool, get it approved via email or Slack, download the final PNG, then log into a separate third-party scheduling tool to upload it and write the copy. That's at least 4 different windows for different points of potential failure. The wrong file gets downloaded. An old version gets uploaded. A post is scheduled to the wrong account. With Canva Enterprise, that entire chain reaction is collapsed into one fluid motion. The designer finalizes the graphic. It gets approved right there in Canva. And then, from the exact same screen, the social media manager can schedule it directly to Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, X, Pinterest, and more. It never has to be downloaded. The approved version is the only version that can be scheduled. This isn't just a convenience. It's a profound shift in workflow integrity. It eliminates the digital air gaps where mistakes happen. Suddenly, your content calendar isn't just a spreadsheet of ideas. It's a living, breathing part of your design and approval ecosystem. You can see your entire month of content, visually, right next to the tools you use to create it, ensuring a cohesive look and feel across all your posts. But distribution isn't just about social media. What about internal distribution? Let's imagine a national company with 200 locations, each with its own local marketing needs. Corporate just launched a massive summer savings campaign. They need every single location to have on-brand flyers, posters, and social media posts featuring the new campaign creative, but customized with their specific store address and phone number. The old way. Corporate sends out a massive email with a zip file of assets in a 20-page brand guide PDF that nobody will read. Within days, you have 200 different versions of the flyer floating around. Some managers are using the wrong font, others have stretched the logo, and one in Ohio somehow managed to use last year's branding. It's brand dilution on a national scale. Here's how Canva Enterprise solves this. Corporate marketing creates a single summer savings flyer template. They lock down everything: the logo, the campaign slogan, the core images, the legal disclaimer. The only editable fields are the store address and phone number. They then place this locked template into a shared retail marketing folder. Every one of the 200 store managers has access to this folder. They can't access the corporate design assets or the HR documents. They can only see the template specifically created for them. The manager in Columbus clicks the template, types in their address, and hits print or download. The result? 200 unique, localized flyers that are all perfectly, immaculately on brand. Corporate has achieved scale without sacrificing control. They've empowered local teams to be agile and responsive, while wrapping them in a protective layer of brand governance. This is the power of granular permissions and folder structures. It's about getting the right content to the right people, and just as importantly, shielding them from the wrong content. Let's scale this idea even further. What about distributing assets outside your organization? Think about your partners, your distributors, or the media. How many hours does your PR or marketing team spend responding to emails from journalists, asking for a high-res version of your CEO's headshot or your official company logo? It's a constant, low-level drain on productivity. Canva Enterprise addresses this with the Brand Hub, which can function as a public-facing portal. You can create a simple, clean public webpage that is the single source of truth for all your external-facing brand assets. Here's our logo package. Do not stretch it, do not change the color. Here are approved product shots. Here is our official press kit. When you launch a new product, you don't have to email blast 100 media contacts with a Dropbox link. You send them one link to your Brand Hub. They can go there and self-serve, downloading the exact approved assets they need. And because it's all managed within Canva, if you ever update your logo, you update it in one place, your brand kit, and it automatically updates on your public-facing Brand Hub. The old logo is simply gone, erased from the ecosystem, preventing it from ever appearing in a trade publication 6 months from now. This turns your brand management from a reactive, email-based task into a proactive, centralized system. Finally, let's talk about the most critical distribution channel for many U.S. businesses: the sales team. Your salespeople are on the front lines, representing your brand in every pitch and proposal. You need to equip them with the best possible materials. But you also need to ensure they're not going rogue, using outdated statistics, or making promises in a proposal that your legal team would have a heart attack over. This is where Canva Enterprise becomes a sales enablement powerhouse. The marketing team can create a master sales proposal template. 90% of it is locked. The cover page, the company overview, the case studies, the pricing table structure, the legal terms and conditions. The salesperson, however, has a few designated editable areas. They can choose from a pre-approved set of case studies relevant to their client's industry. They can fill in the client's name, which populates on 10 different slides automatically. They can adjust the numbers in the locked pricing table. They can write a personalized executive summary on a specific slide. They are given just enough flexibility to tailor the pitch, but within a rigid framework that guarantees brand consistency and legal compliance. They can generate a beautiful, customized, and most importantly, *approved proposal in minutes, not hours. They never have to worry if they have the latest version because they are always working from the master template. This directly translates to more selling time, a more professional brand image in the market, and a dramatic reduction in corporate risk. So when we talk about distribution in Canva Enterprise, we're not just talking about a feature. We're talking about a philosophy. It's the belief that the life cycle of content doesn't end at creation. It ends when it has successfully reached its intended audience in the correct format and with the correct branding. By integrating social media scheduling, internal asset management, external brand portals, and sales enablement tools into a single platform, Canva Enterprise aims to close the loop, ensuring the immense effort you put into creating great content isn't wasted in that chaotic, treacherous last mile of distribution. The question that remains, of course, is what does this unified ecosystem actually cost? And when you look at the price tag, how do you calculate the true return on investment against the very real problems it solves? Let's start with the sticker price, because that's where everyone's mind goes first. Unlike Canva's other plans, Canva Enterprise doesn't have a public, fixed price listed on their website. This isn't an oversight, it's by design. The cost is customized based on your organization's specific needs. You'll engage with their sales team, and they'll build a quote based on factors like the number of seats you need, the level of support and training required, and any specific integrations or security protocols you have to implement. It's a consultative sale, not a self-serve subscription. While I can't give you a dollar figure, you should expect it to be a significant step up from the Canva for Teams plan. We're talking about an enterprise-grade software investment priced per seat per year, and it should be budgeted for accordingly. But focusing solely on the upfront cost is the single biggest mistake a company can make when evaluating this platform. The real question isn't what does it cost? The real question is, what is the cost of not solving the problems it addresses? That's how you calculate the true ROI. Let's break that down into cold, hard numbers first, the tangible savings. Pull out a calculator and think about your current software stack. How many of your employees have an Adobe Creative Cloud license, costing hundreds of dollars per person per year, just so they can make minor text edits to a PDF or resize an image? How much are you spending on separate stock photo and video subscriptions like Shutterstock, Getty Images, or Storyblocks? That can easily run into the tens of thousands of dollars annually for a mid-sized company. Now add the cost of a dedicated digital asset management system, or DAM, to keep all those expensive assets organized. And what about project management tools like Asana or Trello that you use just to manage the queue of creative requests? Canva Enterprise is designed to consolidate a huge chunk of that spending. It's your design tool, your massive stock asset library, your DAM, your brand portal, and your creative workflow manager, all under one roof with one single invoice. The immediate, direct savings from software consolidation alone can often justify a significant portion of the investment. But that's just the beginning. The second major area of tangible ROI is the reduction in external agency and freelancer costs. Be honest. How much did your company spend last quarter on an external design agency for routine, day-to-day creative work? Things like social media graphics for a new campaign, a flyer for a local event, or an updated one-pager for the sales team. These are not high-concept, brand-defining projects. They are the necessary high-volume assets that keep the business running. With Canva Enterprise, a marketing coordinator, a regional sales manager, or an HR specialist can use a locked-down, on-brand template and generate that same asset in 15 minutes, not 15 days. You're not just saving the agency fees. You're saving the hours of back-and-forth communication, the briefing calls, and the revision cycles. This empowers your internal teams to be self-sufficient, reserving your high-cost agency partners for the strategic, heavy-lifting projects where their expertise truly matters. This leads directly to the third tangible return: productivity gains. Time is money, and bottlenecks are profit killers. When your highly paid graphic designers are spending half their day acting as short-order cooks, changing a name on a business card template, updating a headshot in a presentation, or exporting a logo in a different file format, that is an egregious waste of talent and resources. By empowering the rest of the organization to handle these simple tasks themselves within the safe confines of brand kits and templates, you liberate your creative team. They can now focus on developing the next major campaign, evolving the brand identity, or working on high-impact strategic initiatives. At the same time, your sales team isn't waiting 48 hours for a customized proposal deck. They can access a template, drag and drop in the relevant case studies from the approved asset library, and send it to a prospect within the hour. That's a deal that moves faster. That's a competitive advantage. When you multiply these small time savings across hundreds of employees over the course of a year, the productivity gain is staggering. Now let's talk about the intangible ROI, the benefits that are harder to quantify on a spreadsheet but are arguably even more valuable. First and foremost, brand consistency. In a fragmented market, your brand is your single most valuable asset. Every time a customer sees an outdated logo, a presentation with off-brand colors, or a social media post using a wacky font, it creates a tiny crack in the foundation of their trust. It looks unprofessional. It signals disorganization. Canva Enterprise is the fortress that defends your brand integrity at scale. It ensures that every single touchpoint, from an internal memo in your Des Moines office to a sales presentation delivered in Tokyo, is perfectly, immutably on brand. How do you put a price on that level of trust and recognition? You can't, but you can certainly feel the cost when you lose it. The second intangible is speed to market. The modern business landscape doesn't wait. An opportunity that appears on Monday is gone by Friday. The ability to conceive, create, and launch a marketing campaign or a new sales initiative in days, not weeks, is a superpower. By removing the creative bottleneck and decentralizing content creation, Canva Enterprise acts as an accelerator for the entire organization. Your local teams can react to local market conditions instantly, spinning up on-brand promotional materials without waiting for a corporate approval process that takes forever. This agility is the difference between leading the market and reacting to it. Finally, there's the impact on culture and risk mitigation. Empowering your employees with tools that make their jobs easier and allow them to produce work they're proud of has a direct impact on morale and engagement. It reduces frustration and fosters a culture of creativity and ownership. On the flip side, the robust control and approval workflows are a powerful form of risk management. They prevent the use of unlicensed images, which can lead to costly lawsuits. They ensure legal disclaimers are always up to date on marketing materials. They stop a well-meaning but misguided employee from creating a public-facing graphic that accidentally violates brand guidelines and causes a PR nightmare. A single one of these incidents can cost a company far more in legal fees and reputational damage than years of a Canva Enterprise subscription. So, after all of this, is it right for your US business? Here's the final verdict. Canva Enterprise is an absolute game-changer if you are a mid to large-scale organization with distributed teams, whether they're across the country or just across different floors. It is for you if you have a significant number of non-designers in roles like sales, marketing, HR, and internal communications who need to create on-brand materials regularly. It is for you if brand consistency is a major strategic priority and a current, painful challenge. And it is definitely for you if you are looking to consolidate a messy, expensive stack of creative software and subscriptions into a single, secure, and manageable platform. However, Canva Enterprise is likely overkill if you are a small business or a startup. The Canva for Teams plan will give you 90% of what you need at a fraction of the cost. It might not be the right fit if your creative output is handled exclusively by a small, centralized team of expert designers who live and breathe the Adobe ecosystem and have no desire to change. And it's not for you if you simply don't have a widespread, cross-departmental need for content creation. In that case, the investment won't deliver the transformative ROI we've been discussing. Ultimately, the shift to a platform like Canva Enterprise represents a fundamental change in business philosophy. It's an acknowledgement that in our hypervisual world, design is no longer the sole domain of a specialized department. It's a core business function. Every employee who creates a document, a presentation, or a social media post is a brand ambassador. Canva Enterprise is the tool that equips your entire army of ambassadors, ensuring they all speak the same visual language with clarity, consistency, and speed. It's not just about making things look pretty. It's about building a scalable engine for communication that can give your business a decisive competitive edge.